Tell us a little bit just about our special guest tonight.
Right. So if you've watched LawCall for any amount of time, you'll know and you'll recognize Michelle Lunsford. Michelle tragically lost her daughter Cece to distracted driving. And in fact, she'll tell you that her daughter was in the wrong. She was the one who was texting. So it's not, there's no blame that Michelle has cast on anybody, but what she's done is she's tried and she has taken this tragic, negative situation and turned it into a positive by coming on to shows like this, to go into the Alabama legislature, to putting up billboards around the state. She has done everything that a woman could do who's lost a child to try to make it, I guess, right or better for the people of our state, of our community. And she's here. She's one of the strongest women I've ever met. And Michelle, thank you for being here again with us. We want you to share your story with our viewers. We're doing this on Easter Sunday, and I called it a story of triumph, a story of inspiration. And that's I think, important tonight. Mm-hmm. So Michelle, welcome again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back again. I
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think hope is right. You know, Ken, I don't know if you know this, but I actually had a chance to meet Michelle back in 2018.
Yeah.
Just a short time after Cece passed away, and it just struck me, her faith. I'm talking about weeks after losing her daughter. And so again, Michelle, we are just so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
With really a message of hope on this Easter Sunday. But let's start at the beginning, if you will, and just start by telling us just about Cece and her loss, if you will.
Of course. My daughter, she was a senior at Thompson High School, just sassy, spunky, your normal 17-year-old. She was 26 days, I'm sorry, away from her 18th birthday, 3 months to the day of graduation. She was working at my brother's restaurant, and it was a Thursday night, February 22nd. She had just taken her senior pictures, the cap and gown pictures, at school that day. I remember that was our last conversation about her taking her pictures. She had gone to work. She left work a little after 9, and I actually have an app that I talk about, Life 360, and I was actually following her on that app, seeing how she had got on. She actually got on the interstate and was heading home, and you know, my husband and I were watching TV, put my phone down. It was kind of like, well, she heading home. Pick it up, saw it hadn't moved. They had just had traffic. They had started widening the lanes on I-65 in Pelham, and long story short, found out that she had actually been in a distracted driving crash. My sister, unfortunately, I had called her, and she went down to the ended up going to the scene and seeing, and you know, it's been very tragic for my family, just all that we had to go through with that. But it was truly a wake-up call for myself, my whole family. I mean, so many people that knew and loved Cameron, Cece, as she was known by, and it was truly a wake-up call for all of us. And so that is what I try to do. I just try to take my tragedy and trying very desperately that no one else goes through what I and my family have gone through by losing Cameron to distracted driving.
So can you talk just a minute about some of the things that you've done to try to do what you just said?
Absolutely.
Help make this negative into a positive.
Absolutely. You know, the Lord just opened up many doors, and He started by being on a couple of WBRC, a couple other stations, and then it went to Children's Hospital, contacted me. I've been working with them. They have a presentation they do for first-time offenders, that they go to the hospital and go through a program, and they see all the sights and smells and sounds like they were to have an accident. And then at the end, they get to see me, a couple other people too that have been through something similar, and they get to hear my story and hopefully try to deter them from making the same mistakes. So Children's Hospital, Your Keys to Drive, which is a teen summit program that they do, the Focus program, which is they're an organization that kind of takes students from different high schools, the leaders kind of, and things of that, like suicide, distracted driving, drugs. They just try to help mold these young students into getting out into their public schools and just helping, you know, promote safer ways to handle life, I guess. And so the National Safety Council, I have become a NSC advocate with them as well. I've spoke to schools, I've spoke to some churches, just wherever, if anybody calls, my answer is yes. I just like to get out and tell people.